Welcome back for another video. Game week number 36 or 38, down to the final stretch now. In this video we'll catch up with the experts, dig into their transfer plans, the captaincy and of course the experts team. This wisdom of the crowd approach to FPL will help guide you to better decisions. So let's get straight into it, and starting with the manager highlight. David Vaux still leads the experts. It's really impressive how long he's managed to sustain a run as top of the experts this season. He's ranked 145th after scoring 38 points in Gameweek 35. A difficult game week for many of us and no exception in the experts league. Well done if you were able to beat the average score of 38 points. 5 of the experts are ranked in the top 1k and a further 26 are in the top 10k. So let's move on to the transfer activity among the experts this week. Only 5% are rolling, just over a half are making one transfer, and 38% are making 2 transfers, 6% are making 3 transfers. It is a week to spend those transfers if you're not tripled up on Newcastle and Brighton. Brighton arguably not as important this week due to a poor double, but the question is which players to buy. So let's have a look at the most bought and sold players among the experts this week. It's Isak top with 37% picking him up. It's somewhat of a toss-up who starts between him and Wilson, who is picked up by 16% himself. It could even be that both start, which we have seen as of late. Wilson actually has the better underlying numbers by some distance over the last 4 games. He's racked up 3.19 expected goal involvement to Isak's 1.72. Certainly among the experts' consensus is that Isak is the better pick, more than twice as popular transfer in. Marsh is the most sold player with 44% dropping him, unfortunate to pick up an injury off the bench last match, and as such it's McAllister who is the most popular transfer in among the mids, followed by Mitoma. Pope's been picked up by 6%, Botman 3%. Don't be afraid to double up in defence. Despite the lack of clean sheets, Newcastle have been somewhat unlucky. Their underlying numbers are solid. Over the last 4 games, they're 3rd best in the league for expected goals, with exactly 4 XGC. Over that run, Newcastle have allowed a big chance every 96 minutes, so just under 1 per game on average. Only Man City have fared better. FPL is all about picking out opportunities, and you are playing against the field in this game, and as such many will overlook the defence purely due to the lack of clean sheets, but the data suggests doubling up is viable. Bad news in the Arsenal camp this week, with both Zinchenko and Saliba out injured for the remainder of the season. One expert has picked up Kiwior, who kept a clean sheet against Chelsea last game week, and he's slotted right in since joining the 11. He should be nailed, and he's only 4 mil, a handy enabler to consider if you need one. 4 blanks on the bounce for Watkins now, after a run of 11 goals and 3 assists before that. Given the drop off in form and the doubles for Isak and Wilson, it's a very popular transfer path the experts have gone down this week. One to strongly look at if you're still a Watkins owner. Captaincy is a fascinating one this week. Double game week captaincy is always appealing. However, a mistake many of us have made in the past is captaining someone purely because they have a double and subsequently overlooking solid single game week candidates like Salah and Haaland this week. Here's how the experts are leaning for captaincy this week. An intriguing spread. Isak comes out in first place with 63%, followed by Wilson with 14% and Trippier with 13%. Unsurprisingly, Newcastle's double favoured over Brighton's. Newcastle are away to Leeds and at home to Brighton, while Brighton have 2 away games against Arsenal and Newcastle. Just 4% on Haaland. Right at one of the last hurdles of the season, it's one of the lowest all season. Newcastle had the first kick-off of Game Week 36, so if we're lucky we might even get an indication as to how they line up, particularly the striker situation. Willock, Mitoma, Salah and McAllister all captained by a single manager each as well. Let us know in the comments who your captain is this week. Moving on to the experts team, which is made up from their highest owned players, and the team is as follows for Game Week 36. In goal it's Kepa, who is home to Forest, and they're looking for consecutive wins for the first time in a very long time. The back three is Estepinian, Botman and Trippier, all with double game weeks. In midfield it's Fernandes, Mitoma, Salah, McAllister and Rashford, and then up top it's Isak captain and Haaland. It's a very strong bench, and there is a dilemma many managers are facing this week. Raya, Trent, Shaw and Greenwood on the bench. Which to start between Estepinian, Botman and Trent is very debatable. You can easily make the case for starting Trent despite a single game week. Again, we've seen before how these doubles can play tricks on you, especially poor doubles like Brighton's, who are away to 2 informed sides and are expected to concede. So despite his attacking threat, perhaps Estepinian's the one to sacrifice here. March has left the team in place of McAllister, and Isak joins the team in place of Watkins. The experts have loaded up on the doubles with 3 from each team, and of course Brighton with a further double in 37. Every game week we give the experts the opportunity to send in any thoughts and tips for the game week ahead. Bon FPLT says it's the best week for a differential captain. This is a good point I forgot to make in the captaincy segment. Your exposure is far less this week if you get captaincy wrong, as there's going to be a wide spread of options. Hot Knights United makes the same point. Great chance to gain some rank with differential captaincy. Time to shine, Isak. Morton Gamst Edison reflects on the season. Having finished 6k last year, I truly believe that I cracked FPL and decided that FPL was 20% luck and 80% skill. This season I'm using the same strategy as last and I'm 498k. I'm now closer to 60% skill, 40% luck. Everyone I bring in seems to get dropped or injured, but I haven't let it stop me from enjoying a very frustrating season. Andrew Debenham says, March to McAllister, a classic park the bus move for those ahead in their mini-leagues. Joey says, if you're chasing then Wilson is your guy, fingers crossed he starts against Leeds. FPL Leon's on Captain Salah and he says, I think the double Gameweek could be a bit of a trap. Salah's against an awful Leicester team, could see him score higher than the obvious double Gameweekers, I hope so at least anyway. Flair Player says, don't be afraid to go against the grain now in order to reach your goals. And lastly, Marco says, Isak is a baller, so let's bleed the Swede. Thanks for watching, and hit like before you go if this was useful, and subscribe for more FPL content like this every week. See you soon for the next one.